Okay, shalom, shalom, kwam yasha'Allah, koholoyimla, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kahakudash. Divine honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, that by the Spirit taught us His beautiful truth, and just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws and statutes and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. It's Yachanan Awaf just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. Wanted to touch on a couple of articles that I came across today. This one I came across earlier. Then I came across another one that kind of reminded me of this one from earlier. And it's just going off into how Esau, that's the biblical name for the so-called white race. They're not white people. No one's actually looking like a glass of milk out here. You know, they're pinkish to reddish in color, and their biblical name is Esau. And there's a battle between him and his twin brother Jacob, which are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know, Haitians, Jamaicans, you know, we've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and we're called by many names, but our real name, our biblical nationality, is we're Hebrew Israelites from, you know, our respective tribes. Our forefathers are Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel, or Yashal in the Hebrew tongue, and he had 12 sons. And we come from one of those 12 sons. And, you know, so in these last days, the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that's the true name of the Father is Yahweh, which means he exists, or the existing one. And the true name of his son is Yahweh, which means he's the Savior or deliverer in Paleo-Hebrew. And Yahweh is sending his son, Yahushai, which is a Hebrew Israelite himself from the tribe of Judah, or Yahweh. And he's coming to get us out of the hands of our enemies. And that's the true gospel, you know, that he's going to get us out of the hands of our enemies, man. There will be no more tears. There will be no more turmoil. No one that would ever rule over us again. We would never go through what we've gone through as a people for these hundreds of years and multiple captivities. And, you know, if you go through this, the book of Psalms, chapter 83, it gives you the list of the enemies of the Lord. And it's all these nations. And all these nations, because they are the enemies of the Lord, they are our enemies as well, because he chose us as a chosen people, and they most definitely don't like that. But we're at the bottom of the totem pole right now because, you know, we broke our end of the covenant that we made with him, the first covenant, you know, when we came out of Egypt with Moses. A lot of information, a lot of history, but, you know, I just wanted to just, you know, kind of go off into some of the basics before I go off into some of these stories, to help you to understand, you know, why we're going through what we're going through. But it's not going to be long before we're out of this. And these enemies, hey, the things that they've done to us, it's going to be done to them double. The scriptures clearly says that. Now, you have white Jesus Christianity, plantation Christianity is what we call it. They teach that the Lord loves everybody. The Lord is some white guy. He's coming back to save us out of all the shit that the so-called white people put us through, which is a complete lie, man. Anyway, let's go off into this first story. Now, I couldn't find the original story, but I put in the kissing case, and this is what it was called in 1958. So let's get off into a little bit of it. It says the kissing case is the arrest, conviction, and lengthy sentencing of two prepubescent African Americans in 1958 in Monroe, North Carolina. A white girl kissed each of them on the cheek and later told her mother, who accused the boys of rape. The boys were then charged by authorities with molestation. Civil rights activists began involved in representing the boys. The boys were arrested in October 1958, separated from their parents for a week, beaten, and threatened by investigators, then sentenced by a juvenile court judge. And I'm trying to see how old they was. I think these little boys was like 8, 9, 10 years old or something like that, man. And she kissed them. It says leaders and members of the local NAACP, including Robert F. Williams, Eleanor Roosevelt, President Eisenhower, and other civil rights organizations such as the New York-based Committee to Combat Racial Injustice, protested the charges, trial, and sentencing. The United States was embarrassed by protests from other governments, demonstrations in major cities, and strong criticism in the international press. And you can see that going on right now with, you know, what's going on over in, you know, in Gaza. You know, the so-called white man, he's being blasted by all the other nations, even some of his own people. You know, like, hey, man, hold on, man. You putting a bad light on all of us. Stop that shit. God damn. You know, and that's pretty much what's going on over there with Gaza, you know. And see, well, I ain't going to get off into that. Let's just continue on. It says, North Carolina Governor Luther H. Hodges finally granted clemency to the boys, releasing them from a reformatory in early 1959 after they had been there for 3 months. Neither he nor authorities in Monroe ever officially apologized to the boys of their families or their families. So let's go into the incident. Yeah, they was yeah, man, they was kids, real young kids, man. And this shows you, man, how Esau Edom thinks about our people. And you have to remember that back then, this was a respectable time for so-called black people, you know. You had, you know, some what you would call winos and shit like that. Nothing too super major, you know, but this was a time where there was actually a mother and a father in the home. You said, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. You done chores. You done your schoolwork. You had respect for you honored your mother and your father. This wasn't like this generation of niggas with their pants hanging off their asses right now, listening to, you know, some damn rap music, you know, you know, sitting around playing damn video games, eating Cheetos and shit. No, this wasn't them type of boys then. These were, you know, young, respectable little men. You know what I'm saying? Because, and this is the reason why Esau broke the family up to begin with, you know, and turned you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans into what you are today. See, the so-called white man, you have to go back to the source of why our people are, well, you know, of course, it comes from the top with Yahweh, you know, because we are most definitely under the curses of Deuteronomy 28 that he placed on us. And he used this particular people to actually do what they're doing. But, you know, they just overboard with everything, man, you know. But anyway, it says in late October 1958, Sissy Marcus, a 7 or 8-year-old white girl, sources vary, told her mother she had kissed 9-year-old James Hanover Thompson and 7-year-old David Fuzzy Simpson. So you talking about a 9-year-old and a 7-year-old. You so-called, boy, you damn Edomites, you so-called white people, you have a whole lot to pay for, man. And see, that shameful spewing, matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. See, all this stuff is starting to pop up for a reason. All this stuff is starting to pop up on you so-called white people for a reason. Why do you think it's so much, so many stories coming out in these past 5 to 10 years, especially recently, within the past 3 years, 5 years? It's been a lot of gruesome stories coming out that people never heard of, that people never knew about, you know, as far as these people, man, and how they really treated us. And it's day after day after day. New story, new story, new story. I never heard of this before, you know? This is Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shameful glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. So see, your glorious America, your glorious statues of, you know, General Lees and fucking white men on horses and, you know, showing their might and their power. You're so proud to be Americans. You're so proud. Now all of a sudden you're not proud of what you stole. Now all of a sudden, you know, you don't want the shit to be taught in your schools. You know, then you'll sit back and get to lying about how everybody's equal now. You see? So all this shameful spewing is on your glory. All the things that you were glorified for, you were glorifying yourself, you were praising yourselves. Now all of a sudden it's become a shameful thing to you. You know, you got so-called white kids coming home from school talking about, Mama, I don't want to be white no more. And they trying to figure out, like, why? But it's your race of people. And you're going to pay as a race of people, man. It's really very simple. You see? Let me grab something else, too. Salakia. Let's go off into Galatians 6 and 7, right? Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So this man Esau, his seed became a nation of people, and his nation of people are running the earth right now. That's where you get Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked because they're running the earth. This man is out here trying to give you laboratory meat. He's out here, you know what I'm saying? Every time you look up, it's a fucking war going on with his ass. He's always battling against somebody, bombing some damn body, you know? He's in control of your curriculum. He's in control of the water. He's in control of the air. He's in control of, you know, who can leave the country, who can't leave the country. He's in control of everything. So you can't say that he's not the one that's running the earth. You can't say that he's not the wicked, because it says, matter of fact, let me get that real quick. I wanted to grab another one. Stay with me too, you know, here, you know, because I'm kind of just flowing in the spirit, man. Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Now, who is the main face that he covered? The Father, of course, you know, the Most High, which created the heavens and the earth. When you Google God, so-called white man pops up. He whitewashed that. The secondary judge he covered was, you know, Yahushua, which the world called Jesus. His name is not Jesus. There's no letter J in Hebrew. The letter J was invented in 1524. About 500 years ago. So 2,000 years ago, they couldn't have been calling nobody Jesus, because there were no J's. So he covered the face of the Lord, gave you, now you Google the Lord. I mean, of course, it's a so-called white man. You Google the disciples, white man. You Google angels, white man. You Google Mary, white woman. You know, so they whitewashed everything. And why were they able to do that? Because they're in power. They're in control of the publishing companies. They're in control of the media. They're in control of the curriculum. They're in control of what your kids learn and what they can't learn. See? So now, let's go into Job 34. Salat. Job 34 and 29. Because it says, the Lord is not mocked. That a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And that goes off into nations of people as well. Verse 29, when he giveth quietness, and this is talking about the Lord, the Father, Yahweh, that created heaven and earth. When he giveth quietness, who then can make trouble? And when he hideth his face, who then can behold him, whether it be done against a nation or against a man only? So we can clearly see that the Lord, he deals with men, individual people, within nations, but he deals with entire nations. You see how he's dealing with the nation of Palestine right now? Or he's dealing with that whole situation. He's dealing with damn Africans. He's dealing with us. He's dealing with all the nations as a group. And he's going to deal with you so-called white people next. And it's coming. It's already happening. That's the reason why your kingdom is falling. It's crumbling. You're not in power like how you used to be. Because if you were, you wouldn't have these damn Palestinians running around throughout America's, running up on your White Houses and all these different places protesting in your country as if it's their country. That show you how far you've fallen. You see? I mean, it is what it is. But just know that Esau, he understands what's going on. And as he's going out, or he's falling, he's going to bring everybody down with him, or he's going to at least try. Because he's the type of person, you know, that if he can't have it, then nobody can. He'll blow this whole goddamn planet up if he could. Anyway, let's get some more of this. So the little boys was 9 and 7. It says she had seen them while with other children and recognized James as a friend from earlier childhood. The two had played together when James accompanied his mother to her work as a domestic for the Marcus family. So, of course, you know the nigga woman, she going and cooking for lazy-ass white woman, you know. You already know what it is. Cleaning house, you know, doing, you know, just you know, so-called black woman trying to, you know, make some money, right? So she was working for the so-called white woman of this little so-called white girl that fucking lied. And you so-called white women, man, y'all gonna pay too. Y'all have done a lot to destroy a lot of so-called black men's lives, man. I don't know if you're worse. I don't know who's worse, you or the so-called white male, when it comes to the, you know, the atrocities of things that have happened to our people, as far as, like, you know, your lies, man. We ain't gonna, you know, your perfect example is Emmett Till, you know. Okay, but it says, the two had played together when James accompanied his mother to her work as a domestic for Marcus family. The boys were African American. When Sissy told her mother, Bernice Marcus, about the encounter, the woman became enraged and washed her daughter's mouth with lye. Okay, so your little nasty ass daughter kissed the little boys herself. See, it says she called the police and accused the boys of raping her daughter. See that? Local officials unlawfully detained the 2 young boys who were arrested in October 1958 and for a week refused to allow them to see their parents or legal counsel. Where do you do that at? You know, aren't you Americans? You know, don't you have laws? You're kidnapping children? Wow. Anyway, it says police beat the boys and threatened them with more injury in an attempt to extract a confession. After being jailed for 3 months, the boys were charged by juvenile judge Hampton Price and convicted of molestation. The Price sentenced them to reform school, perhaps until age 21. God damn. See that? All because the so-called white woman, man. Of course, you got the Ku Klux Klan. Oh, it's a lot that goes with this story. As was happening in other cities and towns across the South in the post-war period, African Americans began to press to regain their civil rights and social justice. Many men had served the United States during the World War II, which is some bullshit. Especially in the South, they resented returning to find out they were expected to submit to being second-class citizens. See? And this is why we're telling you right now, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, because Esau, he about to get to drafting. And y'all better refuse, man. Because if you go to this man's war, you're going to be fighting against the Lord. Let that man go ahead and get his own, you know, let him catch the ass whooping himself. You see? You have absolutely no business joining this man's military because you're not going to be seen as more when you do it. I mean, it's crazy, man. Okay? Anyway, that's a whole nother part of the story. I'm sure you know it's a lot to this. So this is actually the Wikipedia version of it. Because you know the story that I was reading earlier, you know, why they had the little boys locked up. It was because, you know, this was around Halloween. So they said that, you know, Halloween, some of the so-called white men came into the, you know, had the boys locked up, came into the damn cells with KKK suits on, talking about, you know, they was going to hang the little boys. And, you know, the little boys was frightened, man. They was scared as shit. Now, these grown-ass so-called white men treating, you know, I can't even call them young men. These were, you know, they're not, you know, come on, man. At that age. And this wasn't that long ago. This man, these men are alive to tell you the story, you know. And I'm sure that they, you know, have some type of, this is why we tell you, man. Because I'm sure if they never told their children never to trust this man, then shame on them. Let's get that real quick. So let me find my apocrypha real quick. The scripture says to never trust thine enemy, man. You can't trust Esau. You can't trust the so-called white man. And though they may tell you, oh, that was long ago. All right, yeah, sure. Sure, you're still in captivity to this man. I bet you're not leaving America without his credentials. Try leaving America talking about you free. Yeah, right. You can't provide some IDs that the so-called white, and it better be government issued so-called white people IDs, goddammit. It better not be no shit you Xerox and copied at your house talking about I'm sovereign. The hell out of here, man. So we have to wait on the Lord. That's what we're patiently and faithfully waiting on, man. We're waiting on the Lord right now, man. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me get that real quick. Revelation 13, let me start at verse 9. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. This is what we're patiently and faithfully waiting on. Because only the Lord can take this man out of power. We're talking about a man that has the nuclear might to eradicate the whole fucking globe, man. If he just pushed buttons, man. All he had to do was push a few buttons, let a few of them things go. Them nuclear fucking weapons, man. And continents would disappear. This man is a cruel killer, man. I mean, it just is what it is. We gotta call it like we see it, man. You see? And we're patiently waiting on that. Let's get this one now. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. also known as the book of Sirach, if you have the 1611 King James Bible. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. See, the problem with more than likely what was going on back then was that, the mama worked for for this lady. The kids were acquainted with each other because, they knew each other. You know what I'm saying? Because of the mom working for the so-called white woman. But what the parents should have been telling them, hey, look, whatever you do, you stay the fuck away from them kids. You don't play with them. You don't do any of that, and explain to them, hey, you don't have to tell them that my mom said I can't play with you. You just avoid them at all costs and put the fear of the Lord in their asses while you're saying it, because it will save your life. Now, I had all that, but see, this was because worse could have happened to him, but it was really the Lord doing that to have on record to show you how this man gets down. See, all these things are being brought to light for a reason. Matter of fact, there's Ecclesiastes 3:15. That which has been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and Yahweh requireth that which is past. So the Lord is requiring that past, man. See, they're just thinking that, everything is everything. That was a long time ago. We're no longer like that. Oh, yes, the fuck you are. Y'all ain't changed. This place hasn't changed. You've only gotten more vicious towards us as a people, man. See, you're able to hide it better now, because that shit that y'all giving us as far as that music that's got our kids destroyed, that shit that y'all giving us as far as these dumbass movies, every movie that a nigga is in is basically some gangster, or it's some simp ass movie with some strong ass woman ruling over the so-called black man. It's just some bullshit. Your whole mental get down, man, as far as like how y'all been getting down on us is the Lord is gonna require that thing, man, from y'all. You're not gonna get away with that shit. You're gonna have to pay, man. It's coming time to pay the piper, baby. Like, for real, because Esau is vicious as hell. Highly vicious, man. And that's all these nations. All you nations have played your part. Matter of fact, when you go into Psalms chapter 83, all you nations are going to get what's coming to you, man, when our Lord comes. I'm going to start at verse. Let me just get it from the top. Psalms 83:1. A song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. They that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. And who's the hidden ones? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are the Hebrew Israelites. You are the chosen of Yahweh. It says, they have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And that's exactly what they done. But it was only for a time, for a time. It wasn't nothing permanent, because the Lord said that he will wake us up in the last days in our captivity, and we will call on his name again. And that's what's there. That's what's happening. That's the reason why you see all this turmoil going on throughout the earth. All these wars, rumors of wars, these famines, these pestilence, these earthquakes, all those things, you know what I'm saying? It was prophesied, and the Lord is doing all those things on behalf of the children of Israel, because he's going to wreck on these nations, man. He's going to snatch the crowns off their fucking heads, He's going to put their asses through rigorous slavery. They're going to go through what we went through, man, double, man. All you nations, man, here's your holiday gift to you. We're giving you the information of a lifetime, man. You can't get this information anywhere else. It's a gift to you here. Celebrate that during Christmas, goddammit. Why don't you sit down and drink some eggnog and eat your turkey and your ham to Thanksgiving to that, right? It says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. See, all these nations. Here go the nations right here. The tabernacles of Edom, number one enemy of the Lord, the so-called white man. Edom, Esau, Edom, Idumeans. That's their biblical nationality. Esau, man. Edom, Edomites. Ishmael, the same ones that's over there getting bombed in Gaza right now. And they're you know, they're scattered too. They're all over the planet. They all here in America protesting and shit. A bunch of damn Arabs, right? They're secondary in line of Moab, the so-called Chinese man. That's Moab, the Moabites. I just seen a brother, he posted a video this morning of a damn Moabite with a goddamn wooden big ass, look like a 2x4 or wooden plank, hit Jake over the damn head and pushed him onto the train, the subway, man, track. Jake got up and pulled himself to the top, you know what I'm saying, and passed out. Well, shit, man, he had a big ass chunk of his hair gone with them damn staples in his head. And that's Moab, the so-called Chinese man. They hate you too. See, these are all the nations right here, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek. Amalek, those people that's over there right now that's bombing the shit out of those Palestinians. That's Amalek, another group of the Edomites. They're the top nation of the Edomites. See? They're the ones that's over there that's calling themselves who you are. You see what I'm saying? So they have a lot to pay for, man. It says the Philistines, which are damn Africans, with the inhabitants of Tyre. And we're not Africans, man. We're not no damn Hamites. Because them Africans, they hate us too. We're not no bone through the nose, spear chunking ass African. Jumping around with a long ass neck. Plating the lip. Nah, man, that's not us. Them not our people. We're not a people that's gonna sit there and let no cow piss on our head and turn our damn hair yellow. No, we're not those people, man. We are Shemites. You know? So y'all got a lot to pay for, man. It's coming down to the last quarter. It's already last quarter. It's seconds on the clock, man. The game is won. We about to go to the locker room. You know, we're going to splash that champagne, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? We're going to parade through the streets. We're going to have them big stupid ass rings on our fingers. You know? And I'm just using the illustration of a Super Bowl or just think of a championship win with your favorite NBA team. You know? How they shut down the whole city, man. We're going to shut down, the Lord going to shut down the globe for us, man, when we come through. See? All the nations going to see. All the nations gonna bow. All the nations gonna be like, oh shit, we should have never. How? Why? I knew it was something about those people. They were too goddamn great on you know, in their lower estate. Here you go, nigga can outbox you, outdance you, outcook you, outjump you. Anything we get into, you know, we're just the salt of the earth. So just imagine when we come back into power. They can't handle us right now in our lower state. Just think when the Lord brings us back into power, man. And we have those new bodies. Oh my. Whoo, boy. Man, it's unimaginable. So hey, I mean, hey, just keep pushing, man. Don't give up. Don't take your hand away from the plow. You keep praying, you keep prophesying, you keep reading, you stay strong, and just know that the reward to come is far greater than any of this shit that we've been through, man, as a people, man. So, you know, I'm going to end out there, man. I pray that the lesson was edifying. With that, Kwam Yashala. You Edomites, get ready, man.